Hi, it's Sharon again with Positively Provost, and actually I'm with Pak from the Greenhead, and Pak is actually the one that come up with Positively Provost and his brainstorming ideas. Pak is huge about community, Pak is generous, and Pak also has the best damn coffee ever. And I love our meetings at 7 o'clock and drinking your coffee, Pak. So Pak, if it's okay, I'm gonna get you to introduce yourself. I know everybody knows you, but we may as well do a recap. And yeah, and just tell me what you're up to, your business, and what you're doing there.
Thank you very much, Sharon, for the opportunity. My name is Pak Wong. We own and operate the Greenhead Motel and Restaurant in Provoked since 1990. We're actively in the community with supporting various organizations, and because we believe that it's important to give back to the community that you lived in.
Yes, you do a lot of that. I know that just the 3-on-3, you do lots in the community. I can't even begin to, even, at our meetings, Pak, you're always so full of ideas, and I just love listening to you, and I love your take on business as well. I can learn a lot from you. So if it's okay, I'm gonna pop into the first question here. The first question, Pak, is how has COVID-19 impacted your business?
Oh, it's definitely a rude awakening for a lot of us in the business community. This is something that we have never experienced before, and probably don't want to experience it again anytime soon. But having said that, I think definitely we are faced with a drastic drop in sales revenue because of the distancing the government is imposing on all businesses. So we as a business have to look at how we can adjust our expenses and costs to be able to sustain operation. So, and that's, we have taken some steps in that direction to make sure that we can survive this.
Pak, and I know we didn't talk about this earlier, I just want to share a little bit of stuff. I was on a conference call this morning, and it was, they talked about you need to analyze your balance sheet. You have to go through that balance sheet. You have to rip it apart. So that's what I'm up against as well. You got to cut those expenses, and sometimes they're hard calls, aren't they? Like there's a hard call for those expenses, right? It's not fun being a business owner, making those hard calls.
Oh, definitely. I've been around the Alberta oil industry since the early 80s. I have probably seen all the ups and downs that the oil community have to go through throughout these years. And the one thing that I learned is every time that happens, you become more in tune with what your business is all about. And you learn where your waste is and how to mitigate that. So if there's a silver lining at all, that probably is one of the biggest benefit that we get out of it. But it'd only be beneficial if you learn from it.
Yes, you gotta
learn. And that's the key, is to be able to tuck those little things in the back of your mind so that when the next round of slowdown comes around, you're not caught with the same problem again.
Yeah, and even like right now, Pak, too, and you've been around for a while doing what you do, but even right now, the COVID-19, how it's pushing so much change on us, like we're having to change so fast, aren't we? Like we're having to learn new tricks all the time.
Oh, definitely. That's what business is all about. Like I learned even from our own businesses, it is seasonal. So just when you figure that you have everything under control, that's when everything's going to go wrong. So you got to always be on your toe, and tough decision has to be made, and we have to make them, and that's why we're in business. Everything we do, a risk awarded, and it's all calculated risk. Sometimes we win, sometimes we don't. But you got to go with what you believe in, what you have, and do the best you can.
Yeah, thank you, Pak. I'm going to jump into the next question, Pak. The next question we have on here is, and I know this has definitely affected you, is how has the drop in oil price affected your business?
Well, it's because our business is mainly catering to the transient traffic. Although we do have a very good following and support from the community on our food and beverage side, but our business is built for catering to the accommodation sector of the economy. So when you don't have activities in the oil side, that's definitely a big detriment to our revenue, and it's very hard to replace if you don't have it there. And another thing is that when you don't have occupancy, it also cut into your food and beverage revenue. So
Right.
it is very hard to respond to something like that when the business or traffic is no longer there.
Right. It's like stealing from Peter to pay Paul almost, right? But
That's right. Well, your overhead is fixed, and you can't turn your light off, you can't turn the heat off, you can't stop the mortgage. You can't. Those are things that you cannot mitigate to the extent. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the price of expenses always go up, right? You know what I mean? And then it's a bigger gap. Okay, I'm going to jump to the next question, Pak. Thank you.
Yeah.
What strategies have you implemented into your company, into the Greenhead there to get through this?
Well, we definitely cost cutting is the biggest thing. We have just recently got the consensus from a few of the key employees to take a rollback of 20% on our wages and hourly rate, so to cut costs. The reason behind that move is rather than having to eliminate 3 or 4 positions, as a group, we decided that we like to keep all these key people around by everybody taking a cut on their income. That way, at least, more people still have a job and a paycheck. I think this is something that all businesses are looking at right now. It's not any longer the me type of thinking. We have to think we, as a business, as a family, as a community, and as a country. I think that's important that we look at it that way. Ultimately, that might not be enough, but at least we take the steps to do that, and then continue to monitor the economy, the volumes, and the sales. If we have to do more, then obviously we have to come up with other solutions for it. One of the things that I firmly believe in is if we don't have these people around, when things turn around in a month or 2 from now, you and I both know how hard it is to find good help in this community or in the province in general. So we might have to sacrifice a little bit monetarily in order to keep these people. I think that's the human side of that is very important.
Yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do.
And it takes a while, and I know you're in the same situation as I am too, Pak. Like my girls, I call them my geese. We follow the same culture. Like we're bound together, and it's a great feeling to have these group of girls with me, and to have to let them go just rips my heart out. I worry about them, but also for the stability of our company when we go back at it hard again. Like they've already trained, they've been with us for 8 years, they know what they're doing, they're good at what they do, right? So how do you replace that kind of knowledge and that kind of personalities, right? Like it's hard. Like you have to make the hard calls.
Oh, definitely. I think that's the whole idea behind what we did here. Actually, I just learned that the provincial government, or maybe the federal government, has put out a new subsidy to businesses, something similar to what Denmark and the UK are doing. They're subsidizing up to 75% of the wage cost of an employee for businesses. So I think that's a very good move, because if we don't have a staff to call back at the end of the day, our business is not going to survive. And by the same token, if we don't have a business whole after 2 months from here, these people will not have a job to come back to. So that, I think, is a very, very good move from our government. I have written to our MP and our MLAs about this issue, and I'm glad that they finally come around, realizing that it's important to look after the business also, so that there's still a business for these people to come back to. So I think that will be a big game changer for small business like mine and yours.
I sure hope so. We'll be definitely looking in. I just find all this paperwork that's coming through us. It's like, holy, I don't even know where to go. My poor accountant, I think she's annoyed with me with all my questions. The next question is, where did we leave off with that? Are you looking for relief being offered by the government, which we kind of talked about, and your view on this?
I think it's important. Like I say, I just learned of this new subsidy. I don't know the detail of it yet, but definitely will make a big difference in how we move forward from here, because it will take a lot of pressure from businesses not having to foot some of those costs, and knowing that the people that they not necessarily let go, maybe say, well, we don't have enough work for you, but you can go on this program and get your 75% subsidy from the government. And then when things turn around, you have a job to come back to, because it takes the pressure and onus out of the business itself. Because 75% is a tremendous amount of help, for a business payroll. So I think that's a very, very good move by the government to understand that.
Yeah, it's actually really good too, because you and I both know, all businesses know, like payroll remittance is a killer, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you want to keep these people on because you need them and they're the backbone of your company, but yet you have to pay a remittance and it's a killer, right? So it's
Right.
like, so that's a
Well,
real,
I think that will make a big difference going forward.
yeah, that's perfect. Okay, any suggestions or insights you have to share with others, Pac?
I think about our own business here with the food and beverage industry. We're not unique. The whole country, the whole industry is facing the same kind of dilemma. But from a local point of view, we've been on takeout and delivery mode now for about a week, and obviously the volume is not ideal. But I think I'd like to put out a call to the community, something to the effect that, like, order a takeout from your favorite restaurants today, and so that they can be around for you tomorrow. I think it's important for people to understand that, because if we all decide, well, we don't want to go anywhere, we don't want to spend any money, they might not have all this facility going forward 2 months from now, and that would have a direct effect on the economy of this town, the quality of life in this town, and all these things has to be taken into consideration as a community. That's why I strongly encourage people to think about the we more than the me attitude at this point in time.
One thing I want to clarify too, Pac, because maybe it was just me, but when we were doing renovations, I felt like I was always eating pizza. So we'd order pizza from you, thinking that's all that I can get is pizza. And I even reached out to you, you should get like deep fried chicken. And you said, Sharon, you can order anything off my menu. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I can. So literally you can still order everything off your menu. It doesn't have to be Chinese food. It doesn't have to be pizza. If you want one of your favorite meals from the Greenhead, it just comes, you just pick it up, right?
Yes, we do. We still honor all the items that we have. There will come a point in time, if this is a prolonged period, then we might have to start cutting out some of the not so popular items, because everything is shelf life. If you have something in the refrigerator, they can only keep for so long. So that's a challenge going forward. But at this point in time, everything on our menu is still available, and we would do our best to try to cater to as much of it as possible.
Yeah. Also, I have to compliment you because, as you know, my daughter and I are big soup fans. So I love being able to reach out to you and getting that big bucket of soup, because, oh my God, her and I devour it. It's the best thing ever. So
oh, glad.
Yeah.
Good. You need any more, just bring the bucket.
Yes, I will. I dropped it off this morning, but I have to get it filled up. I'm in Lloyd today, so I definitely will be getting more. What else? So that's good. I think that's it. I had a brainwave there to ask you a question, but I forgot it. Maybe it'll come later. Okay, the next question is, you know what, Pac, I want to talk about a little bit more about the we, and I'm going to jump off of our businesses, but just talk about, can you you have better phrase of words than I do. Can you talk about Positively Provost and why we work, why we get together and how more about it to everybody? Because I think it's a fabulous organization. I love it. You love it. If you just spread some knowledge with everybody about the Positively Provost.
You bet. I think the whole idea came up when a few of the merchants in town came to me and say, you know, there's a lot of negative sentiment out in our community and also in the business community. Everybody is doom and gloom, things are bad and don't know what to expect and blah, blah, blah. So a few of us decided, no, we have to nip this in the bud because it will ultimately destroy our community if we don't instill some kind of positive outlook and attitude in everybody. Because I think, you know, like everything in life, if you look at doom and gloom, yes, it will doom and gloom. But I think my personal philosophy in life is adversity brings opportunities. And it has been proven true to me all my life, the 72 years of it. And I have gone through ups and downs in life, in businesses, and all that. And every time I find that when things are at the darkest, if you look at the positive side, look at things that you can control, look at things that you can do something about, and forget about the stuff that you cannot control, like the COVID-19, that nobody can stop that other than doing our part. Mm-hmm. But and then the interest rate going up and down and oil price dropping, those are things that we have to be concerned about, but that we have no control over. Yep. So don't waste too much energy in that. Concentrate on the people, the things that you can control, and make the best of it. Because there's always an opportunity somewhere, even in the darkest of days. Mm-hmm. And that's my philosophy in life. And you have proven to me that I was able to bring myself out of it and move on and be better. We got to look at tomorrow. Look at tomorrow and what we can do tomorrow. Like, this community will still be around. The world will still be turning and all that. We just have to be like, I sometimes look at an analogy like I play a lot of sports. If you're no longer in the game, you're irrelevant. So the key to our business is be still in the game when everything comes back. And that's what we got to concentrate on doing. Be here when everything comes back. Because if you're out of the playoff, you're out of the semifinal, you're gone, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to stay in the game. You got to be in the game to be able to take advantage of what's coming at us in the future. And there'll be tremendous possibility and opportunity coming. And that's the only way to look at it.
Yeah, thank you for Pat. I believe that too, Pat. One thing I want to talk about Positively Provo, just really quick. I know we're getting long on this video, but as you know, as we can talk forever. Positively Provost, like it is, people are confused about Positively Provost, like it is just for businesses, but it's not. We're really trying to bring the community. It could be organizations, it could be our agriculture sector, it could be businesses, it just could be community members. And what we're trying to do is bring the really community, right? That's what our focus is for Positively Provost. And just bring awareness, share resources, bring awareness.
Oh, you bet. I think that's, what we, a primary objective when we started this community a few months ago. You're right. We need to talk about the mental side of things. And then we actually already look into some of those possibility of bringing a speaker in to talk about that subject. It may be taboo to a lot of people. But I think in this kind of economic situation and the stuff that we have to deal with, it's become more and more relevant, that is so prevalent out there that, some of us can handle stress and things a little bit better than others. But there are people that absolutely have no idea how to face it. And if we can enlighten them a little bit about what they can do and what kind of help is out there. Even you and I talking right now makes a big difference between ourselves, because you can actually relieve yourself by talking about it. Because if you keep it to yourself, you're gonna just be drowning in that whole problem. But if you can find somebody that you can relate to, you can talk to, they might not necessarily can help you, but at least you know that somebody else cares, somebody else
Yeah.
in the same situation as you are. I think that's what we need to do as a community.
Yeah. And like the no judgment, like there's no judgment, like there's just like we're
Oh,
all
not at all,
together.
not at all. We are all unique, and yet our problem is not unique to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna read. I'm not ignoring you. I'm gonna grab my text. This is what I got. I got a text this morning, Pack, and it makes me feel all warm. And Miranda, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. It says, "Good morning. Here's a quote I heard: Fear is contagious, but so is hope." I thought that was cool. Fear is contagious, and so is hope. Then she says, "You, my friend, have given me a hope, and with that hope, I'm making plans and coming up with ideas to help people in these times. If it wasn't for you, I would have just stopped." So, you know, like, and then it goes on and on. I won't bore you with the rest, but, you know, just share what we're doing right now, Pack. Hey, like give people, like help people, like, let it ricochet, let it amplify. I don't know. There is hope out there. I think there is
Oh,
hope.
definitely. I think that's what we need to do as a community. We got to lean on each other, help each other, and move forward as a group. I think that's the only way to survive. I've gone through tremendous pressure in my business here. I don't want to go into any detail or whatever, but I still believe that at the end of the day, I'll come out of this in a positive light. A lot of things might be gone or whatever, but hey, I still have my health. I still have my family. I still have my mind. I think those are the most important things in life. And it's so crucial that at a time like this, that we realize what are the most important things in your life. And that's what we need to key in on. It is to go forward with those things in mind and focus our energy on it.
Yeah, thank you, Pack. I think that's exciting. Okay, so the last question, unless you want to add anything else before I ask the last question. I love the last question, it's my favorite. So you're good? Do you want me to ask you the last question?
Sure, you bet.
Okay. What is the positive you see coming out of this? And we did talk about this, so maybe this is going to be repetitive, but if you don't mind just touching on that, what is the positive you're going to see coming out of this?
I think the biggest thing is that we know ourselves and the community a lot better. And also, we're going to see our future in a different light. And there will be future. There will be opportunities. So it's how we as individual, community, province, and a country grab onto that new beginning and make the best of it. And, you know, I came to Canada in 1968 as a 20-year-old to a strange country. And I embrace it, and because I see all the opportunity that is being offered in this country. And looking back, I think I have accomplished a lot of things that I wanted to do, and no regret. And if this comes to an end and we see a different country altogether, we will embrace it. We will make the best of it, because we still have the people, we still have the resources, we still have the economy. Mm-hmm. And it might be different than what we are accustomed to, but that's the challenge, and that's what keeps us going. It's not just, you know, things as usual. No, it's not going to be things as usual anymore. But that's also something to look forward to, and that's what I feel in life is you got to look forward. You got to take the opportunity and make the best of it.
Thank you, Pack. So Pack, I just want to, so you guys, I seen today when I dropped off my goodies, you guys are doing delivery service as well, because there's a lot of people locked in. I think I seen that on the window. You guys are doing delivery service as well?
Yes, we do. Yeah. So okay. If you don't want to come on out, we can take it right to your door, and so that's part of the things that we're going to do, and try to increase on our reach to our customer.
Perfect.
And, we will make every effort to make sure that everything is safe and well contained. So in that part, we are doing everything we can.
Yeah. So you got delivery and of course takeout, and your takeout's the full menu. Is there somewhere, sorry, I'm just throwing this at you, is there somewhere that they can look at your menu online, Pat?
Yeah, it's on our website.
Okay.
Yeah, www.greenheadmotel.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the body of this write-up. And if any, so, and also I'll put the phone number for the Greenhead, correct? So if anybody wants to phone you, I'll put that in there too.
You bet.
Okay, alrighty, Pak. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, and I really love your insight on everything. It's hits me at home here for sure. Okay, Pak, we're
Thank you,
gonna sign
Sharon.
off.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for the opportunity. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Pak.